Okay, and we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? I hope everybody is well today. Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Spain mainland time. And we're going to have a look at some of the stories that have caught my attention over the weekend and also a few of the comments that were left on the last video that I did on Friday. Now, plenty of activity already in the chat section. We'll see what's going on there. We've got Scott coming in, M. Ast, Mick, Diablo on time today. Diablo, good to see. Andrew, Bill, Alan, Patricia, Della, Wade, and Mink, Chris, plenty of activity. Ricardo coming in from North London, I believe. So plenty of action already happening in the chat section. And this one here from Scott, the first comment of the day, or the first chat of the day, let's say. Been back in Spain for 2 days, and with COVID, 3 days in Spain and fell ill. I blame the plane going out, masked up on return, and was the only one, and was asked why I had a mask. Yes, Scott, COVID still a problem in Spain at the moment. Not seeing too much in the press, but what I am reading in the press about COVID is not good. And apparently the worst autonomous community in Spain for COVID numbers at the moment is the one that I am in here, the Madrid community. And the only data that you get are people over the age of 60. There's no data for younger age groups, only over 60s. And I think the incidence rate's around 1,250 for the over 60s at the moment. So COVID's still an issue, but as I said, the information for COVID nowadays, not easy to find. But anyway, I hope you get better soon. First piece of news we'll look at today, this one here. Spain has approved a $9.5 billion aid package for vulnerable families. Spain announced the €9 billion package of measures on Saturday to help its most vulnerable households cope with soaring energy prices and inflation, including subsidies for transport and an 80% reduction in energy bill taxes. The announcement of the measures came after the government agreed the package of €5.5 billion in spending for families and €3.6 billion in tax cuts in an extraordinary cabinet meeting, which was held on Saturday. So more money being spent in order to alleviate the effects of the crisis on vulnerable households, as we saw there, some €9 billion, and tax breaks and aid packages for self-employed people that don't earn much money. We'll have a look in more detail in tomorrow's video, some of the exact measures that were put on the table by the government yesterday, but more money needing to be spent in order to, as I said before, help families and households in need. Now we have a super chat or a super comment or super sticker from Diablo. Let me see if I can find it. There we go there from Diablo. Smash the like button, he says. Thank you very much for those €5. Thank you very much, Diablo. 160 people watching, 44 likes. So we'll see if we can get it up above the 60 like mark by the time I come back from the next piece of news, which we'll have a look at in a minute. But we'll go into the chat section and see what else is happening there. Lots of activity as always in the chat section, which is good to see. Had somebody say the other day that they don't really like the live streams very much because I spend too much time talking about people in the chat section, but I like the interaction that we get in these chats sections here on the live stream, and I imagine that a lot of people out there do like this type of presentation, the live stream. We're up to 60. Thank you very much for that. Now let's see what we've got going on here. Mick coming in from Moreira. Hello, Mick. Brian coming in from La Marina says his dog is waiting for a walk. Mia, the name of his dog. It's the name of my dog as well, so we have something in common there, Brian. Hopefully it won't be too late before you take her out today, because as we know, dogs love to have a walk around the streets at this time of the day. See what's going on out in the streets. All right, good. Now, Patricia coming in from Long Beach. Ian coming in from Valencia, 27 with a lovely breeze. Bit of a breeze here today. The temperature not too bad either. Around 27 also, I think, Ian, today here in Madrid. So it's bearable. Hotter weather coming for the end of the week, so we need to get ready for that. We've got Fly coming in from a breezy Stockport in Cheshire there, coming to Spain in 6 weeks' time. John coming in from Nerja. Will keep us informed about the blue badge. Let us know, John, what the story is with that blue badge, because I think you inquired about it a few weeks ago. So let us know whether they are recognising your blue UK badge down there in Nerja or not. We've got St. Pete to Madrid. Dave coming in from Madrid, obviously. Nico coming in from Barcelona. Mugger coming in from Dublin. And Babs coming in from Wales, all regular viewers. Good to see you guys here again. Now, the second piece of news today is this one here. Spain calls deadly migrant rush an attack on its territory. The Spanish Prime Minister on Saturday described the deadly migrant rush on the enclave of Melilla from Morocco as an attack on Spain's territorial integrity, as human rights activists demanded an investigation. At least 23 African migrants died in the latest drama on the doors of the European Union, where around 2,000 mostly sub-Saharan African migrants approached the Moroccan border with the tiny territory at dawn on Friday. More than 500 managed to enter a border control area after cutting a fence with shears, Melilla authorities said in a statement. So again, problems in those two North African territories that Spain has there, Ceuta and here Melilla, with 23 people at least, unfortunately, losing their lives trying to get into the European Union, and some 2,000 people storming the fences there. So, unfortunately, again, migration woes dominating headlines over the weekend, and people, of course, throwing the blame back and forth. How do these things happen? Why do they happen? Well, obviously, when you've got thousands of people trying to get into the European Union and the closest border is a Spanish border, then you're going to get these problems, unfortunately, and nobody wants to see people lose their lives trying to get into the EU. Now, what else is happening here in the chat section? Let's have a look. Andreev coming in from Berlin. Hello. City fan coming in from Catalonia, back from Saint Juan. What else we got going on here? Joe coming in from Santa Cruz, California. Hello, Joe. Yogi coming in from London. Hello, Yogi. Worst Chores Made Simple, again from London. And Dirk coming in from Villajoyosa, another regular viewer. Dirk down there in Alicante. Carol coming in from Austria. Lots of regular viewers. Good to see in the chat section there. So let us know if you are a regular viewer in the chat section. Leave a chat. I'll see if I can get through it. Not always easy to do because there are lots of chats coming through, but I'll do my best. Now we're up to 202, 88 likes. We'll try and get it up to 100 if we can. So smash that like button, as Diablo España said before, if we can. Now, another piece of news that we're going to have a look at here, this one. Producers guarantee that there will be no chicken shortages. Consumers can rest assured, they say. The Union of Small Farmers and Stock Breeders has denounced the possible shortage of chicken meat after the summer, and specifically from October onwards. The reason is that farmers can no longer afford the costs that have shot up even more during the heat wave due to the need to refrigerate the farms and maintain the welfare of the animals. Can this happen? Can Spain run out of chicken in the coming months, bearing in mind that poultry is the most consumed meat in Spain? The Spanish Poultry Meat Employers Association wants to send a message of calm and guarantee the supply of chicken in the coming months. So some good news there that the supply of chicken will be guaranteed, because I don't know about you guys, but I love a chicken every now and again for lunch or dinner. Nothing beats a roast chicken, in my opinion. And if there's a shortage or if prices shoot up, not good news for chicken lovers like myself, because the other meats are also very expensive at the moment. If you want to buy red meat, pork expensive as well. So meat in general, the cost has gone up. Now we're over the 104 like mark. Thank you very much for that. What else we got going on? Albert says, unfortunately, with COVID as well. Luckily, wife took a week out to see her mother in the UK, so he has the run of the house. Another person with COVID. So I imagine there are a few people around Spain with COVID at the moment, because as I said, those numbers are again increasing. Difficult to put behind us, this COVID pandemic, unfortunately, but hopefully people will come out okay on the other side of their COVID experience. Mark coming in from Seville, enjoying the show. Hello, Mark. Thanks for that. Simon coming on. What is this one here about nude beaches? I heard that it's allowed to be nude on any Spanish beach, although certain beaches seem to be designated as naturist. What is the legal status of nudity in Spain? Not sure, Simon, because it's been a while since I've been to a nude beach, so I can't really answer that question. But I'm sure that somebody in the chat section will be able to point you in the right direction. It is allowed to be nude on any Spanish beach. Don't know whether that is true or not. I don't think that is the case. I don't think you can go to a busy beach in Spain and take your kit off and walk around with everything hanging out. I don't think that's allowed, Simon. I think you have to go to a more secluded beach in order to, as I said, take the kit off. But I had to check up on that rule, to be honest, and see what the legal status of nudity in Spain is. But the beaches that I've been to, people normally wear at least the bottom half of their swimming costume. Maybe some women will take their top off and go topless. But when it comes to men walking around in the nude, you don't often see that unless you go to one of these designated nudist beaches, as you say, which there are a few around the country, I think. But and some other beaches which are a little bit 50-50 on that. So there are beaches in Asturias, for example, that I don't think are nudist beaches, but people practice the activity on those beaches anyway. But if anybody has more information, please let us know in the chat section. Now, the final piece of news today, this one here, new record, petrol and diesel increasingly expensive. Octane 95 petrol is over €2.14 per litre, and diesel now over €2.07 per litre. The price of fuel continues to rise for another week and has once again broken all-time highs. Petrol 95 is sold in Spain at an average of €2.141 per litre, while diesel is sold at €2.076, according to data released on Thursday by the European Union's Petroleum Bulletin. Both fuels are above the EU average of €2.036 for petrol and €2.031 for diesel. 95 octane petrol has risen by 2 cents, 1.13%, and diesel by 7 cents, 3.64%, and petrol is also more expensive than the average for the Eurozone, which is €2.095. So new records being smashed or beaten when it comes to fuel prices. And what's the limit? What is the limit for fuel here in Spain? I think we saw last week, maybe the week before, that €3 could be hit this summer. And I thought I'd never see it happen, but it's happened sooner than I thought, at least. I knew that it would come one day, that there would be a shortage of this product and prices would go up. But of course, I didn't think it was going to be this year, considering the prices that we were paying last year. But it is what it is, as I always say. Now, what's going on in the chat section here? Talking about the San Juan, Noche de San Juan, which was the other day, celebrated in various parts of the country. It was a public holiday in some parts of the country, not here in Madrid. We don't celebrate San Juan, but I think they celebrate it in Alicante, Catalonia, Galicia, some places around the coastal areas, I believe. Sam coming in from Seville, David coming in for the first time watching the live stream. Excellent videos. Welsh Todo is in the chat section. Good to see. Emma coming in from a breezy Rochdale. Any news on the Nomad visa yet? Asks Emma. No, I haven't heard any update on that, but apparently they have before the summer, maybe, or maybe just after the summer, September, to get that sorted, but not on the agenda at the moment, or at least I haven't seen anything, Emma. There was an article in one press outlet the other day, but I couldn't find any information in other press outlets, so not sure what the official word on that Nomad visa is. Unfortunately, a lot of people waiting for that visa to arrive. What else we got going on here? Gwen coming in. Hello, Gwen. Kathleen, evening from St Andrews in Scotland. 150th Open for the golf. the home of golf, St Andrews, as they say. Hello, Kathleen. Hope all is well there. Sandra coming in. What else we got going on? Sailing coming in. Greetings from Austria. So lots of activity in the chat section. And we're up to 127 likes, 274 people watching. So good participation today. Now, the first comment from Friday's video when I went for a walk around the neighborhood again. I'm going to do a walk around video, I think, every week from now on. Maybe go to a different town or pueblo in the area so that you can get an idea of what the local towns and pueblos look like here. First comment, as a resident that has to pay, a resident that has to pay taxes in a country should also be allowed to vote. This was the debate that popped up last week, and a lot of feedback from viewers regarding this. And I think it was 50-50. I'm going to say 50-50, maybe 60-40 in favor of not allowing people that are not citizens to vote. I'm going to say 60-40. But there was a fair few people that said that if you pay taxes, you should be allowed to vote, which isn't the case in many countries, unfortunately. We've got the counter view in this comment here from Ma, who says that Spain has it absolutely right. The only Spanish nationals can vote for policy decisions that have long-term effects on Spanish life. Nationality approval includes language and constitution tests as a measure that you have the basics to know what is going on. I know foreigners living there for 20 years who struggle with basic communication and live in their bubble. Tax pays for your health, education, road, rail, infrastructure. Become a Spanish national if you want to vote. Otherwise, let decisions on Spain be left to the people committed to Spain, not those only passing through or wanting to cherry pick, says Ma. So we've got two views. We've got this one here from Abrachas, a resident that has to pay taxes, should be allowed to vote. And then this one from Ma saying that Spain's got it right by not allowing transient people that are passing through as residents to be allowed to vote. You should become a Spanish citizen, pass the tests, pass the language test, which is only an A2 level, so it's not much to pass to do that citizen test, and also I think it's a general knowledge cultural test as well that you have to pass, where they ask you certain questions about Spain, and you should know the answers to those questions in order to get your citizenship approved. For me, I don't know whether an A2 level is sufficient or not. If you want to become a citizen, I think you need more than that to go about your day-to-day here in Spain, or at least that's what I've found over the last decades living here. And when it comes to general knowledge, I think you can be fairly up-to-date on what's going on here in Spain. As a resident, you don't necessarily need to become a citizen to understand what's happening at every inch of Spain, for example. I think you can do that as a resident, which I have done, as I said, over the decades. And a lot of people like me, we see people in the chat section living here interested in what's going on in Spain, interested in what's going on around the country, current events, current affairs, culture, language, and things like that. So I don't know. I'm probably in the middle as to whether or not people that aren't citizens of a country should have at least some voting rights. But that's just my opinion. All right, what else we got going on here in the chat section? Diablo says, what's the point of having a border if you can't properly protect it? If you're going to let them in, give them money and housing, it's pretty much pointless having a border. Yeah, the border is a complicated thing down there in the north of Africa. Diablo, you see the images on the television of these very high fences, barbed wire on top, different fences, I think, with spaces in between, trying to keep people out of the European Union. And of course, you have to try to police it. They police it on the Spanish side with the Civil Guard. There's also police on the other side with the Moroccan police, but it's a very problematic area and not easy to control, which is probably similar in other countries that have borders with constantly people trying to get into countries. That's it. So not easy to control. But again, do you allow everybody to come in and then put the resources in place, which is what you are suggesting there? Could be an idea. Get things sorted out on this side, and handle it that way. I don't know. It could be the solution. Who knows? Emma Diva Oficial coming in from Liverpool. Hello. Stan coming in from Poland. Lots of people coming in the chat section as always. Sorry if I don't see everybody's chat there, but I do my best. Now, we're nearly up to 150 likes, so we'll see if we can crack that 150 likes today. The button's just down below, so hit it, please. 301 people watching, so it shouldn't be too hard. And we'll have a look at another comment that was left on Friday's video. Let's have a look. Raylene, Stu, thank you for your reply regards to the airports. I will prepare for the worst and hope for the best. This is my first visit to Spain, and your videos have been so helpful and informative. With much appreciation, Ray from San Diego. We saw Ray's chat or comment that she left the other day, and I replied to it about whether or not there are problems at Spanish airports. I think she said that she was traveling to Terminal 1 here in Madrid from San Diego and asked if there was going to be some problems. I said probably better to prepare for problems this summer, because it's not only Spain, it seems to be every airport in Europe, the United Kingdom as well, having problems. We saw images of abandoned suitcases at Heathrow the other day. Australia's having problems. I think every country around the world's having problems to keep up with the demand of so many people traveling again. So if you are traveling to Spain or any other country for that matter this summer, be prepared, I would say, for delays at some airports and problems with luggage and baggage and all of those things, which can be a bit of a hassle when you are traveling. On a positive note, for Aussies at least, I've seen that there is a new route, a direct route from Perth to Rome, Italy, which is starting up next week, I think. So it's going to be interesting to be able to fly directly, non-stop from Rome to Perth. Would be a good option, depending on the price, of course. But for people like myself from Perth, it could be an option to get back quickly. 16 hours, I think, from Rome. So what's that? Madrid to Rome, 2 hours. So yeah, 18 all up, more or less, traveling time. So positive news. But again, depending on the price, because Qantas, as we know, can be a little bit expensive in my opinion. But anyway, all right, what's going on here? We've got, let's have a look if I can find here. Ian says that the flavour of chicken in Spain is far superior to the UK. The flavour of chicken. Don't know, Ian, because I can't remember the last time I ate chicken in the UK that wasn't at KFC. But here in Spain, you can get flavoursome chicken. You can, especially if you get some of that nice Galician chicken, the Corral chicken, quite tasty. But Ian's put it out there that the flavour here in Spain of chicken is better than the UK. Let's see if we can get some debate happening on that. What else we got? Diablo says here that talking about Popeyes in a video, and now we're addicts. Amazingly delicious. I don't know what the secret to Popeyes is, but they do very tasty chicken. I think it's the secret's in the amount of time that it sits in some type of tenderizing mix. I think that's the secret. At least that's what they say. 12 hours preparing the chicken, and it is very tasty fried chicken. And you've also got grilled variety at Popeyes as well. Haven't had it for a while, but talking about it today might make me order it. We'll see. What else we got going on? Dawn coming in from Malaga. Hello, Dawn. Welsh Toto talking about family in Bilbao, a little place in a village in Malaga. So a conversation happening there, which is good to see. And we're up to the 177 likes. So thank you very much for the hitting that like button, guys. Now we're coming up to the 24-minute mark. I think I'll cut it short around 28, 29, maybe 30 minutes today. So I'll see if I can get some more chats out here to talk about. And we'll have a look at the last comment that I've got here to talk about as well, which is this one. From David. He says that, so, Spanish inflation, supermarket shop last year, 50 to 55 euro. This week, 83 euro. Similar trolley of items. Last year, diesel 99 cents a litre. This week, 1.99. Haircut last year, 6. This morning, 8. In general, prices on par with UK, except, thankfully, for beer and wine. Yes, that's it. If beer and wine increase in price, get ready for the revolution. but they are still reasonably cheap, but everything else is going up. So what's David saying here? 50 to 55 euro last year, and yesterday or whenever he did his latest shop, 83 euros. So quite an increase with similar products in the shopping trolley. Fuel, as we know, expensive. Just general supermarket items are expensive at the moment. Fruit especially, watermelons. There's a watermelon crisis at the moment. Suppliers are saying that they're going to have to destroy watermelons if there's a transport strike. The price is high for watermelons, and a lot of people are going out. A lot of people are going without their traditional watermelon after lunch, unfortunately, because of those high prices. Watermelons and melons. So not looking good from that. Now, Patricia says that there's a nude beach here somewhere in what's that one there? El Medano, but not the main beach. I don't know where that is, Patricia. Please let us know where El Medano is. Alicante, I presume, or Malaga or somewhere like that. But it's not the main beach, and that generally tends to be the thing that you've got the main beach where the main beachgoers will head to. Children and families, and you might have a more secluded beach, maybe a little bit out of the way, that you have to walk down a dirt track to get to, which could be the dog beach or the nudist beach. That is the case. I know in Perth we have an official nudist beach, Swanbourne. If anybody's been there, that is the official nudist beach in Perth, but all of the rest are not nudist beaches. But if you go to Swanbourne, take off your kit, do whatever you want, and away you go. An official nudist beach. All right, dog beaches are another thing as well here in Spain that seem to be lacking, in my opinion, but hopefully it's getting better. Dog beaches in summer. In winter, there's no problem to take the dog to the beach, obviously because there's nobody at the beach. But in summer, I have heard that people do complain that there aren't a lot of dog beaches, especially in some of those coastal areas or places where you can take your dog to comfortably and let it run around. Seemingly lacking here in Spain, but let us know if that is the case where you are in one of those coastal areas. All right, so we're up to 27 minutes. I'll start to cut the video off in a minute or two. See if I can find one more chat here to bring out. Christine says that she's travelled to Spain, used to visit Spain 3 times a year, but don't feel comfortable, safe yet regarding COVID and situation at airports. So thank you very much for your chats. My only contact with the Spain that I love. Thank you very much, Christine, for your participation in the chat section. Sorry to see that you haven't been able to get back down here because of that COVID issue and the situation at airports. Still not easy to travel, let's be honest. It's not as easy as it was pre-pandemic times, and as we saw at the beginning of the video today, somebody thinking that they caught COVID on the plane on the way out or the way in. Can't remember exactly what it was, but so still a problem. But hopefully, one day we will be able to put this COVID situation behind us and all of the problems that we have with general travel at the moment and get back to some type of normality, because I would like to be able to head back to Australia soon, but prices are the problem. Prices are the problem. All right, Kathleen says, really enjoy the walks, especially with the dog Mia. Yeah, take the dog out all the time, Kathleen. She is my companion when we go for walks, and I will be taking her to, if I go to a different village or town in the area, I will be taking the dog with me. She is my companion. So stay tuned for that. And somebody said that they want to see more of the dog, less of me, more of the dog. So maybe I'll strap a camera onto the back of her so you can get a dog's POV. We'll see about that. Now, what else we got going on here? So thanks for that chat there, Kathleen. Mink says that residents should be able to vote at least in local elections. It is the case for European citizens, Mink, that they can vote in local elections, but people like myself who are not European citizens cannot vote in local elections either. That's one of my bugbears, that I don't even have participation at that level. So if you're not part of the European Union, like myself, difficult. Martin coming in from regular viewer Martin. Hello, Martin. Nice to see you on a live stream. I think this is the first time that I've seen you in the chat section. Buenas tardes, he says. Good afternoon, Martin. or good evening. What else we got going on here just before we finish? Andrew says that the Bilbao, País Vasco, and Castilla, all fantastic places to visit and spend time. I agree completely with that comment, Andrew. Fantastic places. I love to get to the north of the country whenever I can. Castilla y León especially, Asturias, Galicia, País Vasco, Cantabria. But this year I'm heading south, I think, for my regular trip away. Last year I went to Zamora and Todo, I think. This year I'm going to head southeast. So I'm going to head to the Mediterranean, do a few videos from parts of the Mediterranean. So I'm going to start to wrap the video up. Sorry if I haven't been able to say hello in the chat section. Too many chats there, unfortunately, but I'll go through them now to see if I missed anything interesting. It's been a pleasure as always. I'll be back again on Tuesday. I don't think I'll have a problem this week on Tuesday. I had a problem last week on Thursday, which is the reason that I didn't do a live stream. Sorry about that if anybody was waiting and didn't see the video out that day. But I should be here on Tuesday. In fact, I'm going to definitely say that I'm going to be here on Tuesday. So hopefully I'll see you then. It's been a pleasure as always. Thanks for your participation in the chat section. Hasta luego, and hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.